Hey, so today I wanted to answer a question that I get asked probably every time I talk with a potential client about creating an online course. And that is, what's the difference between a membership plugin for WordPress and a LMS plugin, which stands for Learning Management System plugin. And the difference between a membership plugin and an LMS plugin is that the membership site controls the content protection for your course. So when you're using Infusionsoft and my favorite membership plugin, Memberium integrates with Infusionsoft, and therefore you can control the access to all your content based on tags or where a contact is within a sequence or campaign within Infusionsoft. So like a real life example, if you wanted to have an online course that was an 8-week course and you wanted it to be drip content, you could create an Infusionsoft campaign that moves them through the funnel or through the sequence, and every week it applies a new tag. And that new tag then gives them access to that new week in the course. So until they have the tag access to week 2, when they click on the week 2 link within your course, it's going to say something like, sorry, you don't have access to this module yet. It will be released on, and the date. I mean, you can have it say whatever you want, but that's an example of how you could have it work. So Memberium, the membership plugin, can really take care of all of the content protection and a lot more, but that would be a different video, all the other cool things it can do. So the question then is, well, when would I need an LMS? What's the point of the learning management system, which is also sometimes called like course software? And to answer that question, you would use an LMS plugin when you need to control the learning progression of your course content. And what that means in simpler terms is that if you require your users to take the course in a specific order without being able to move on to the next module until they complete that first module and pass a quiz or submit an assignment, you would need something like LearnDash, the LMS plugin, to control that learning progression. So with Learning or LearnDash, you can set it to where they have to receive an 80% score on a quiz in order to move on to the next module. And this would be required if you wanted to create a continuing education course. So for example, I've worked with chiropractors and physical therapists that have created continuing education courses on their WordPress website by using LearnDash. And you need to have an LMS system that controls and houses the data from the course, because the state requires that in order for it to qualify for a continuing education course. So that would be one example of when you would need an LMS system. And the other example that's even more common and coming up a lot more is if you wanted to create a certification program. So a perfect example would be Digital Marketers Certification Program. I think it's DMHQ now, or any of their other upper level certification programs. If you've ever used any of those courses, you'll notice that you can't move on to the next module or the next lesson until you take a short quiz for the first lesson or the previous lesson. And the reason for doing this is because they want to prove that you've gone through the entire course. You can't just skip ahead. So those are the two main use case scenarios of when you would want to use an LMS system. The other really cool thing about LearnDash, though, is even if you don't require any quizzes or learning progression, it allows you to award points and create badges and do a bunch of really cool things with gamification, which really increases users' engagement and therefore course completion rates and overall satisfaction, which therefore increases the upsell conversions and your customer lifetime value. So that would be something I definitely would consider when looking into LearnDash, whether you should use it both. But Infusionsoft, Memberium, and LearnDash are by far the most powerful trifecta of the course software out there. And like that Digital Marketer is just a perfect example. They could afford to build their own learning management system or their own course software, and they chose to use Memberium, LearnDash, and Infusionsoft. So if you're looking at that option, know that that's pretty good social proof right there. And if you have any other questions, let me know and I'll be happy to answer them.